Today we're talking about hot takes about Commander, a fan-requested format. All right, so here's mine. F their ban list. Just F it. Why do we even need this thing? And also, all of you guys playing with proxies out there, if you're playing with proxies, who cares about their ban list? Doesn't anyone want to play with like Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall? I mean, you can put a stop to some of these, like Channel or something. Why can't we play with Emrakul? Was there anything wrong with Emrakul around here? I think this ban list is enormous and also incredibly irrelevant to a very large degree. And if your play group doesn't mind, just say F it. Let's forget about this ban list. We don't need to. We can completely ignore it and play all the cards on here. Cheetos flamin' hot takes. All right, get your hot takes out for today. We're talking about Commander. I guess you can keep Flash Banned. I don't know about Gifts Ungiven. Yeah, there's a lot of counter spells. I guess Gifts Ungiven is considered like what, a 1-card combo spell. What else would I want to play? I don't understand why. Well, I understand why Iona is banned, but seriously, if you go out of your way to put this thing in play, then I think I think you deserve it. I think you deserve it. And also, if you're playing only one Cutler, that was on you when you made your deck. I have a mono blue deck myself. If my opponent plays Iona, then I'm ruined. Play more artifacts or something. Alright, we start off with Liquid Soulfly. People who complain about powerful cards in Commander and play Power 9 are the silliest of silly gooses. So the people who like play with like Time Twister is what you're telling me? So we got Time Twister over here. Oh, so that card's too powerful. You gotta power that thing down. You know what? We have the same problem in Modern where people playing absolute busted crazy decks, whether it be like you know, Dredge, Scape Shift, Titan decks, sometime I don't know if I heard this too much from the Storm players. They'll say they'll have complaints about other powerful cards. I'm like, you're playing powerful cards yourselves. Like, what do you want? Especially if it's like a powerful answer to your cards. Craziness. Levy says, I want a Chaos Orb, a 4-player table full of Commander. You want the Chaos Orb available? You know what's funny? Like, this is legal in Cube. There's a lot of Cube players that play this. It's legal in 93, 94. Why can't you play this in Commander? And there should be a rule. Your cards cannot escape your playmat or your playing space. And they cannot over completely. They can't overlap more than like each card name must be visible. So you can like flip the Chaos Orb and let it drop. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, this is the weird card where you flip Chaos Orb onto the playing area from a height of at least 1 foot. Get your measuring tapes out. Chaos Orb must turn completely over at least once or it is discarded with no effect. When Chaos Orb lands, any cards in play that it touches are destroyed, as is Chaos Orb. Yeah, you gotta make sure your cards are evenly spaced out at all times. You never know when someone's gonna pull out that Chaos Orb. Emrakul, that card's bad, dies to Solitude. Exactly. We shouldn't be playing with sleeves. Older cards are so expensive now because there's very little of them left. What are you talking about? We shouldn't be playing with sleeves? Why would you want to do that? That sounds insane. Chris says, hot take, they need to start banning more cards. Oh, so how would you expand? Okay, quickly everyone. How would you expand the ban list of Commander? Start rattling off some card names. How are we adding to this monstrosity that is already a monstrosity? I think this is the largest ban list in all of Magic the Gathering. This is enormous. Maybe it's not. No, I think it's pretty big. It's a big one. It's got a lot of busted cards in the T and S range. Dockside. You want to ban Dockside? You want to ban the cards? You want to ban the feel bad cards is what you want to do. And that's the Commander ban list, isn't it? It's just loaded with feel bad cards. Ban Basic Island. The OG. Ban all the islands. Oh, Kale with the, K with the super chat. Thanks so much. People should pack more removal. If not, your fault. That's a classic one. Everyone's like, pack more removal. And then they're like, I don't want to pack more removal. My deck doesn't play with more removal. Well, then die to a creature. Wait, your fault. It's like a combo deck that can't beat creatures. That's completely your fault. And everyone has to have a weakness. Otherwise, main deck some removal. You got a main deck removal. Limit legal tutors. So you don't like that mystical tutor is what you're telling me. Or the all the other tutors. Whoops. What else do you guys want to ban? Unban all cards. Ban stacks. Ban spot removal. Everyone can play with... Get rid of all the spot removal. Everyone plays with creatures. Alright, next super chat. Thank you very much, Flonino. Ultimate ability of Karn Liberated in a 4... Ultimate? Karn Liberated. This is hot takes, not hot plays. You want to ultimate Karn Liberated with 4 people at the table. Alright, you go do that. Anyway, MG Fox, hot take. The rules committee has done a bad job managing the format. It's time for Wizards of the Coast to take over. But Wizards of the Coast doesn't want to do that. Like, this is the greatest... This is actually the reason why the rules committee... Why Wizards loves the rules committee. Because then they can print whatever they want, and they have no other responsibility. They dump all the responsibility off to somebody else. If they're in charge, all of a sudden they're blamed for everything because either they print it, and they can print an unlimited number of cards they know are bad for the format. They don't care because they have no responsibility. But if they had the responsibility, they need to be extra careful. They have to double check every single card, extra playtest hard. They don't want to do that. So anyway, and I don't know if anyone else would want Wizards to take control. Because sometimes they're really slow with the bannings. They're very, very slow with banning cards. They're a little bit faster these days. Anyway. It's a casual format anyway. You just rule 0 whatever you want. Okay, Freaky Fit, a double hot take. Timmies that want more banned cards are the worst kind of Timmies, and they're always found at commander tables. This is just, it's not even a commander thing. This is just a Magic the Gathering thing. Everyone wants cards banned. You want to hear modern players complain about the ban list? They have millions of issues with this ban list. Everyone wants to add to the ban list. Very few people want to remove cards from the ban list. No interaction equals better cruiser commander. Fine by me. Stick all the scrubs in that list. Alright, the Smart Cinema says, Commander hot take, white is actually the second best color at ramping. That's interesting. What are the ramping cards? Yeah, I don't know ramping cards. This is the most ramping card that I know of. And it doesn't even ramp. Just gets you a bunch of lands. You have your land tax here. White is now, I think, an underrated color in Magic the Gathering. It's now currently the most dominant... Mono white is the most dominant color in Legacy, and I believe in Vintage as well, because of that stupid... what's it called? Entering... The Dungeoneer. Everyone complained, white is too weak, white is too weak. Now look at white. Now white's taking over. It's time, bring glory to the white cards. Enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. You would never think that this 3/4 for 4 mana would be such a powerhouse in other formats. Do I have a bug here? Did I just see a bug fly behind me on screen? I swear I saw something. Alright, I wish there were more casual format content on YouTube besides Commander. Would love to see more Pentagram, for example. I've never heard of that. Well, you know, the deal is this when it comes to content on, like, YouTube. It's hard for YouTubers to make content for, like, really, really niche crowds. Because that sort of sucks when you make a video and then, like, 10 people see it. I don't even know what this is. Has anyone heard of Pentagram as a format? What is that other one though? There's the other one where you get to name your commander and it has a special spell. Oathbreaker. Oathbreaker, and any planeswalker can be your commander. Land tax, cast Ancestral Recall on all of your upkeeps if you're the most mana-flooded player. That's true. Yep. True story. White is actually really good and fun to play. Hot take, a commander variant that uses the rulings of a flavor judge, anyone who can BS well enough counts, controls the game. Commander variant that uses the rulings of a flavor judge. So you can't do that because that doesn't make any flavor sense, is what you're telling me. We need flavor judge commander. White is starting to get dominant on standard with soldiers. Oh, and also Pioneer. Pioneer Humans is a very serious deck. Very serious. Plot twisted. Not a bug, but it's just a ghost. We got the spirits where the spirits are with us. Okay, Abzo says, hot take, you can ignore rule 0 from a whiny player. Or you don't invite the whiny player over. It's simple as that. There is a bit of a contract that you have, like, is that not, do people not talk about this? Like, there's got to be a contract that you cannot be too big of a dick at your play group, or else they're gonna ban you. Like, they're gonna soft ban you by just inviting some other guy. They don't need to invite you. They can certainly invite somebody else. And then after enough weeks go by, they're like, hey, what happened to Commander Night? Oh, we still have it. We just don't have it with you anymore. So if you don't want to be the odd person out, then, you know, be nice to everyone. Does Commander make prices go up now rather than Modern? Well, both of them have influence, but Commander has above and beyond the most influence. Above and beyond. Let's go look at some. Like, look at this card. For example, Intruder Alarm. You think Modern or Legacy is doing this? Absolutely not. By all standards, this should be bulk rare. Absolute bulk nonsense. It probably crashed in price because it got reprinted. In one of these things, yeah, probably a secret layer or something. I don't know, but definitely the secondary market is heavily influenced by Commander. Lord Magicus, hot take: Rule 0 is just an excuse for the RC to not do their job fixing the format. It's like, but the thing is, it's a complicated. If you want to have vintage Magic, because that's essentially what this is. You know, Commander is essentially vintage Magic with, like, Soul Ring and Mana Crypt. This is their ultimate band-aid for any and all problems that could possibly happen. Otherwise, you know what would happen, people? You know what they would do if they really wanted to fix Commander and make it fair? They'd ban all the necessary cards. They'd ban the Mana Rock, Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt. They'd ban all the tutors. Like, the ban list would look closer to Legacy. Like, if you want it, like, well, let's go, where's the Legacy ban list? Just to show, Commander players how ridiculously broken your format is. Is it higher? Here it is. Alright. Here's a list of cards that are banned in Legacy. We got Ancestral Recall, Astrolabe, Balance, Bazaar of Baghdad, Black Lotus, Channel, Chaos Orb, Deathrite Shaman, Demonic Consultation. It's hard to win with Thassa's Oracle if you don't have Demonic Consultation. Demonic Tutor for that consistency. Dig Through Time, Dreadhorde Arcanist, Earthcraft, Falling Star, Fast Bond, Flash, Frantic Search, Gitaxian Probe, Goblin Recruiter. Okay, whatever. Gush, Hermit Druid, Imperial Seal, Library of Alexandria. I disagree with that one, but whatever. I also disagree with it on Commander. That one doesn't make any sense either. Luris. Okay, here's some big ones. Mana Crypt, Mana Drain. By the way, if you banned all the fast mana like Mana Crypt, Mana Drain would get really good really fast. I understand Mana Drain is no big deal right now because everyone has access to like 7 or 8 mana by turn 3. But it would be a bigger deal if you got rid of Mana Vault. Memory Jar, Mental Misstep, Mind Twist, Mind's Desire, Mishra's Workshop? How is that legal in Commander? I have no idea. And then we got all the Moxies. The Moxies, Mystical Tutor, Necropotence, Oath of Druids, Oko, Ragavan, Sensei's Divining Top, Shahrazad, of course, Skull Clamp, Soul Ring, Strip Mine, Survival of the Fittest, Time Vault. Oh, I think Time Vault's banned, isn't it? I think Time Vault's banned in Commander. Time Walk, Time Twister, Tinker. Is Tinker legal? I can't remember if it's legal or not. Tolarian Academy, Treasure Cruise, Underworld Breach. Anyway, you see, there's a lot of busted cards banned in Legacy in a competitive format that run free in regular Commander. All right, we're gonna go over more hot takes, but of course we gotta do some upkeep. We gotta thank our sponsors. You love sponsors, don't you? Because I love sponsors. They help pay for the channel. Deal of the week. FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week. Save 15% off. Oh, no, this would be the last day to get your 15% off all your Ravnica City of Guild block singles. Anything from the block. City of Guild block, that is. Get your beautiful Shocklands. And when you get those beautiful Shocklands, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. And it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders for the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Your ability to play any... you can play everything cheaper. If you like to play a lot of decks, this is the way to do it. You go from one deck to another without you ever like buy a deck, then you sell it to get another one, and you lost a ton of money? Well, you don't do that anymore when we were with Mana Traders, because hold on, I have a new coupon code. I'm distracted. I didn't add my coupon code earlier. EK2. We got a new coupon code, EK2, to get yourself 10% off your first 2 months as you keep borrowing as many decks as you possibly could want. Also, you can also rent Commander decks on Magic the Gathering Online, so that's up to you as well. One-on-one Commander. Huge fan. Wish there were actually competitive tournaments for it. I gotta wait, though. All right, we got MG Fox with the super chat. Thanks so much. CEDH should become its own format with a separate and more aggressive ban list. You know what? It depends. I feel for you, MG Fox. I do feel for you. There should be more than one ban list. It's weird to me that Commander players think, no, there should be only one ban list. Not everyone likes to play with like hyper aggressive, insane, busted cards. Like, not everyone likes that. Some people want that more Battlecruiser Commander, and there should be a separate ban list. They should have Battlecruiser Commander. All right, we're playing Battlecruiser Commander night, everyone. Where all the really busted cards, the most aggressive cards, are banned. All right, did I miss any super chats? No. All right. Monster CC hot take: playing an OP commander outside of CEDH is overrated. Most of the times will get you killed. So you mean like if you're playing something overpowered, you're just signaling to the table, oh, that's the threat. Go after them from turn 1. So very overrated. Be careful with the commander that you pick. They're all gonna come get ya. Mana Traders you used to rent video games, didn't you? No. We got Dick here with a hot take. Everyone must start an ironic round of applause when a player takes longer than 5 minutes per turn and increase intensity the longer it goes. You know what? I think it is reasonable that people start using this commander clock that the... what's it called? Game Nights invented. They invented like a chess clock, but it's not like a chess clock in that, you know, you're gonna lose the game if you run out of time, but it gives you like a really good idea how much time you're spending on a turn. I think a lot of people, I mean, same thing in competitive formats, you sometimes just get lost in your turn and you soak up like 5 to 7 minutes not realizing it when really you should just play something, play anything for the sake of the game moving on. 333. Legendary non-creature or planeswalker permanent can be your commander, like Senchu of the 10,000 Realm. What's Senchu? Senju! Legendary non-creature? I don't know what this card is. It doesn't exist. Of the 10,000 realm. Of the 10,000. No. This just doesn't exist. I can't. Oops. What did I do? I touched something. Oops, I think it went, did it go up for everyone else? Sorry, I got disoriented here for a second. Anyway, I can't find this card. It, like, just doesn't exist. When you run out of time on your clock, each upkeep you get a shot. Oh, it's Genju of the Realm. Okay, I'll look this up. Did the volume go up for everyone spontaneously by any chance? Oh, you want to play with a legendary, but it's not a creature or a planeswalker. Genju of the Realm. This is a Rule 0 thing. So what you're saying is anyone should be able to play anything legendary as their commander. Can I play like an instant or sorcery that's legendary? No one plays removal. People just don't anticipate that they have to kill things. Okay, Lunar. Someone must have been thinking of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards Senju of the 10,000 hand. Oh, I get it. They mixed 2 games into one. Michael, the turns can take time with so many search and shuffle cards in the format. 100 cards is hard to shuffle. You know, there are some people. I heard of the take that I think, is it Commander? I think it was Sam Black that made the idea Commander, but all searching is banned. So you can only draw off the top of your deck. If a card would search, it just can't. So don't be playing with fetch lands, don't be playing with anything. And that solves a lot of problems. It basically removes all the cards in the format that would create any consistency. So the games have to play out differently every single time. Richie is like, I used to rent video games. That was the best part of going to the video store on Friday. Oh, and then we had to beat, and then you were like really pressed for time to beat the game within 2 to 3 days. Christopher says there is no reason for all backgrounds to be legendary. If you're getting to choose an auxiliary commander, it shouldn't matter the qualities of the pool beyond fitting the bill. I have actually no idea what you're talking about. Commander backgrounds. What are you talking about? What is a background? Is this a background? All right, Noble Heritage. It's a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have, when this creature enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player may put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature they control. For each opponent who does, you gain protection from that player until your next turn. So is this just an enchantment that has some like effect for only your commander and that's about it? Or do you start the game with this on the battlefield or something? Nalia says more people should play Oathbreaker if they want to play with Planeswalkers as commander. Or rent the same title again next week. Man, Blockbuster, for people who are like 25 years or younger, you don't understand what Blockbuster is. That's something that came and went. Anyway, I have no idea how backgrounds work. Jay, you can have a background enchantment and a creature with choose a background in the command zone at the same time. So you can cast the enchantment like a commander? Ugh, that's ridiculous. They keep changing the rules to how that command zone works. Soon we'll have a whole deck in the command zone. The answer is yes, but it goes back to the command zone if it's removed. So it's basically an enchantment, commander enchantment. Effectively what it is. Spule Lighter. Hot take, plane chase cards should be allowed in Commander, just like dungeons are, as long as you have a card that can roll the world die. What kind of plane chase cards you want to play? Plane chase Magic the Gathering. These things? These things are wild. Oops. We've got the Takenuma. Takenuma. Whenever a creature leaves the battlefield, its controller draws a card. Whenever you roll... What is it? I guess this is the world to die. Return target creature you control to its owner's hand. I don't know why you can't. Whenever a creature leaves the battle... Like, isn't this just like a Rule 0 thing? Hey, at the beginning of the game. I guess the thing is this is like a Rule 0 thing. You have to agree with your play group. Hey, let's play with the Plane Chase cards. Because you can't just force this on everyone like a Leyline of the Void or a Leyline of Sanctity. Okay, we got Skith Cyrnix. You still only have 100 cards, so 2 in the command zone and then 98 in the main deck. For the enchantment thing. The backgrounds. Lunar Wing Cloud. Backgrounds are like enchantment versions of partner. They don't interact with cards that have partner. Damn partner cards. Oh, that's the chaos symbol? Well, I don't know. I never played Plane Chase before. I was there when it came out. People were like, you want to play? And I'm like, no. And then that was that. That was the end of that. Armageddon. You can definitely play the Plane Chase cards in Commander. I've done it a few times. It's fun. Hey guys, you want to play with the Plane Chase cards? And then they're asking me and I'll say no. And then, well, then that's it. Or they might say yes. Abzo. Hot take. I love the non-stop spoiler season. You don't need to buy all the product. Commander's non-competitive format, so you don't need to catch up to meta. There was, I think Wizards of the Coast came out with an article that, you know, the original version of Magic the Gathering as designed was supposed to be like a game where, it was supposed to be a game where you didn't know what could be played against you. You know, a random new card could come out of nowhere. But, you know, the game has gotten so big and people have kept track of so many cards that it's very easy. You know, no one is surprised by anything that is played. Now that they're spewing cards like crazy, so many cards are coming out, so much product, they've sort of re-engineered that old feeling of Magic the Gathering where people play cards that you can't expect. Very hard to play around, though, too. Christopher B. Split and hybrid cards should be valid in off-identity decks. Double-face cards should be valid for the front face, i.e. Snow God in mono green. Oh, you want to play? Oh, I don't know what the Snow God is. But split and hybrid cards. Let's get Fire and Ice here. The only split card I can think of. Talking about these, right? Oops. Good old split card. So you want to play the... So wait, you want to play one side in Commander? So like you're a red deck, you want to play with the fire. But you're not a blue deck, so F this part. Chris Kiger. Hot take, your deck only has a minimum of 100 cards, not only 100 cards, and add a sideboard you can. Why? Yeah, that's like weird. Why can't you have a sideboard in Commander, especially if you're going to play several times throughout the night? And sure, maybe some people will change their deck, and maybe that should be... Well, I guess that defeats the purpose. So if you're going to play with sideboard games, you're basically committing to only play your decks for the entire night. Otherwise, someone could just, like, switch their deck completely. Although I guess it's assumed that they cannot play with that deck sideboard. I'm all for a sideboard. Drops Gaming. The specialized cards like Gut, Fanatical Priestess from Alchemy should be printed in paper for Commander. What is Gut? Gut? What is this? Oh, you want Alchemy cards printed for Commander. Most of them are way more interesting than their non-Alchemy versions. Yeah, but like some of these... Okay, so, I mean, maybe they will. So long as they still work in the real world. The thing about Alchemy is they're taking advantage of the digital world. Where they can, you know, make all creatures in your hand have perpetual +1/+1. Things that the computer can keep track of. So Gut. Fanatical Priestess, red, 4 generic for a 4/3 with specialized 5. When Gut Fanatical Priestess enters the battlefield, up to one target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. If the creature you don't control would die this turn, exile it instead. I could definitely see some alchemy cards get printed. Some alchemy cards just... What is Specialize 5, by the way? What does that do? I have no idea. But I'm just assuming most alchemy cards cannot get printed in paper. It's the whole nature of alchemy. The whole nature. I'd like sideboard to exist for wishes. That's a hard thing for them to, like, allow. Because what are you going to do with wishes? You're going to do something broken and busted with it, aren't you? But at the same time, you know, I guess it's not that much different from, you know, the tutors. David G. Commander should be a format where you can play chaff and have fun with that chaff rather than all these staples and stuff. Why don't they... Well, what about Pauper Commander? Does that not exist? And then play with all the chaff you want. I guess the only problem is, like, there's, like, not many legendary creatures at common, is there? Probably none. Probably the lowest you get is, like, uncommon. But whatever. With the exception of the Commander, play Pauper Commander. And then you can just play with all the chaff you want. Chaff Commander. Or I don't know, what's it called? There's an online format called Penny. So if it costs like more than 5 cents, the card is banned. Print Blue Eyes as a commander. Is that even possible? Are there any like Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you can actually just easily transfer into Magic the Gathering? Josh, hot take. Split mana symbols should be allowed if one doesn't fall in commander color, just as long as it's able to be cast with the commander colors. I agree. I want to play with my Ashiok Dream Render in my mono blue deck. Why can't I play this card? I have to be I have to have a Dimir creature as a commander? Are you kidding me? This is a powerful card. I can't play it in commander because my commander is mono blue. Eric, the hottest hot take. All right, commander is overrated and ruins new players' ability to play/learn other formats, where politics and playing nice, slowing down the game isn't part of the culture. Meta expectation. You know what? Here's the thing. I think this you're taking this from a competitive perspective, a competitive point of view. Most people aren't competitive players. Like, only 5% of players are going to be, like, really hardcore competitive players. And then another 30% are, like, sort of in between. And then everyone else just want to play fun. They just want to just goof around and stuff. And this is something really eye-opening about Commander. There's a lot of Commander groups where winning is not the objective. And I've seen that. I was invited to some really super casual kitchen tabletop kitchen tabletop play group, and there'd be like 6 of us playing together, like we're all playing. It's not Commander, just kitchen tabletop Magic multiplayer, and there'd be like 2 or 3 people who have no intention of winning the game. They're just trying to pull something off in their deck, like gain 100 life or something like that. So this is Commander. And they have no intention of moving to a competitive... Like, they have no intention of moving competitively. I think Pauper Commander, you can pick any uncommon creature. Oh, nice. Oh, was I thinking of Penny? Yeah, Penny Dreadful. If you want your jank Commander, play with some sort of Penny Dreadful version of Commander. You put your Commander deck in some, I don't know, some list, and if anything's over 5 cents, get rid of it. Only play with anything less than 5 cents. What other hot takes do we have here? David G, no, leave the color identity rule as it is. My OCD would hate it otherwise. I personally don't like the color identity thing at all. I think it's a bit weird. Very, very strange. I want a sideboard so I can play with Spawnshire of Ulamog. Shadowwalker, Specialize is the worst mechanic to bring to paper. It's already too complex. Hold on, how does this work then? I have no idea. Okay, drops gaming. Specialized 5 basically means it can transform into one of 5 different versions by paying 5 and discarding a card of the corresponding color. So you basically have to have all versions on you. Like a split card. Like a double face card. Except it's 5-faced. I think that's possible. You can choose it at random if necessary. I don't know if this is a random thing. One of 5 different versions by paying 5 and discarding a card of the corresponding color. Alright then. Oh, we got Daniel with the super chat. Thanks so much for your super chat. Winning is for losers. What a take. Winning is for losers. Well, I guess I'm a loser. I was a born loser. I was born to lose. I lose every day. Nalia is my, Nyla, my pauper commander is Kragma, Warcaller, Minotaur, Tribal. Kragma? You can choose, any uncommon creature as your commander. That's wild. Just smash someone with this. Gets +2/+0 until, whenever a Minotaur you control attacks, it gets +2/+0. Bro, man! Price from Guy's Cradle and Mishra's Workshop keeps them from banning. That is such a stupid reason to keep cards legal. Although I have to say, if they're going to have this legal, they should have unbanned a lot of other cards. Like, unbanned Library of Alexandria, for example. And Nikachu for Game Night 2024. Mishra's Workshop probably is held up. That's actually a good question. Is Mishra's Workshop expensive because of Legacy? Sorry, not Legacy. Vintage or Commander? It might see a little bit more play in Vintage. You want 4 of them. Okay, Eric, slightly less spicy take. Commander needs to reformat, dissolve Brawl, but make analogous Vintage, Legacy, and Pioneer Commander formats. See, I mean that's basically like how you could also curate like a new ban list. You just divide the card pool up between these other formats, and it will make things less powerful. Like if you had I don't think there would be a difference between Vintage and Legacy Commander, but there'd probably be a very big difference between like Vintage and Modern Commander, Modern Commander and Pioneer Commander. Huge difference. And you can and it's non-rotating. They'll still keep adding cards to the card pool. Like that take. If Tolarian Academy is banned, Storm the Vault should be too. Ban list should be consistent. The ban list particularly looks like Tolarian Academy. I'm so disappointed that this card is banned. If there was a card I wish was unbanned, I want it to be this card, because I want to play this card. Why can't I play this card, damn it? I need to play, I literally need to play Vintage in order to play this card. And that's a format I'm not willing to pony up any money for. Mikey J here, hot take. Instead of breaking up the card pool by Vintage, Legacy et al., do it based on power level. That's hard to do, though. Like, power level is so relative, and the power level is basically based on card pool. More cards, hence more power. Or you could just go, like, you know, Pauper, Artisan, regular Commander. Eric says, also, I accept there's people that don't play to win, but having met people that started in Commander, then try to play what I would call casual draft is really tough for them. Christopher says, specialize in print should only happen if they make oversized cubes to represent them. Oh, God. So what, like, you, like, roll this gigantic cube? That is just very bizarre. Make the ban list an online voting oh, ho, ho! That is a sick idea! Make the ban list an online voting system. Democracy all day. That is, I think that is so cool. And, like, people can, like, maybe on a monthly basis, propose cards that they want to get voted on, and then they make a vote. Does it get banned? Does it get unbanned? Yeah, Palpatine is just loving this. I love that idea. Power to the people. The people are going to determine how good or how bad these cards are. I don't know how you account for all the bots and trolls and whatever, but, you know, who cares? It's a slippery slope, to be honest. No, it's not. It's perfectly fair. And like let's, in theory, let's say they unban everything. Who cares? Just rule 0 whatever you want. The commander ban list seems so arbitrary at this point. It's gonna be fun until balance gets unbanned using bots. Bruh moment! Thanks so much for the super chat. Rule 0 should be a thing. Not my fault. You can't keep up with the meta at the table to keep asking for handouts or proxy expensive cards. But like, I think Rule 0 exists because Rule 0 just naturally exists. I wonder what percentage of Commander players don't even know there's a ban list. Like, how many people, and like, they just play on their own rules. Right? Commander decks should only be allowed to play cards that were printed in the same set as the Commander or sets that were released afterwards. What the hell? Commander decks should only be allowed to play cards that were printed in the same set as the Commander. So basically, if you play a Commander, you are restricted to the card pool of that Commander at that time period and only afterwards. That is such a weird take. So basically, if a new Commander comes out, like they print a new legendary creature like today, you can't even barely play it because the card pool is so trash. What is like a recent card? I can't think of anything at the moment. What is this? Blue? What a garbage take, laugh my ass off. You can't / don't want to afford throwing all the money in that I did, so you deserve to not have fun. I have no idea what this is in response to. People who use Rule 0 as a crux also can vote to ban cards if that happened. Absolutely. I think Rule 0 exists because otherwise everyone ends up playing a CEDH after a long arms race. In the end, everyone wants to win. And they're gonna put the most powerful, best cards in their deck. Opposed to the anti-Rule 0 take. Brandon, Rule 0 is how you ensure your playgroup plays with you more than once. Exactly. Exactly. Like, from my perspective, like, Commander's a casual format. Let them do whatever the hell they want. It's like the moment you go to tournaments and there's something on the line, I want more rules. I want those rules to be fixed. I want there to be an actual ban list. No fuzzy, anything goes to sort of stuff. But like, if it's casual, it doesn't hurt anyone. Like, do whatever you want. I showed up with prime time in my 99. Oops. Argentina wants to bring back Anti. Play for Anti. Is anyone playing Commander out there with Anti? Did anyone bring Anti back to the game? And play with the Anti cards. If you brought Anti back to Commander, you can play with what's it called? That 1-mana Wheel of Fortune in black. Oh, what's that? What's that card? No, I don't remember. It's the 1-mana black, discard your hand, draw 7. But Contract from Below, there we go. Give you a reason to play with Contract from Below. Or maybe you're the only one that's playing for Anti. It's like a negative free roll, and if you lose, someone who didn't Anti up gets your card. That's the cost that you pay to play with these types of cards. Eric says, hot take, please pull up, look at me, I'm the DCI to understand how Commander bannings are determined. Look at me, I'm the DCI. This classic card. There we go. Oops. You guys can't see this. Can I open this? Oops, I don't want the link Just want the picture. That's how it's done. And you know what? And it works. It works. We've gotten this far with the we've gotten this far in Magic the Gathering like this. We can keep doing it. Josh with the super chat. There's been times where I have built too strong of a deck. No one asked me not to play it, but I have decided to rarely play them to not upset people. You know what I do in this situation? Because in my opinion, my deck is overpowered. I have like an overpowered Merfolk deck. Is there like any rules against just soft playing against your opponents? Like I could combo kill them right then and there, but then I just don't do it because I want to let everyone sort of do their thing, let it go on for like 10 turns, and then I'll combo kill them when it looks like the game is slipping out of my control. Like can't we play like that? Like if you have the most dominant, most powerful deck and you're up against people who are just durdling around, let them have their fun. You're in control. You got the best deck at the table. I think tribal decks are the most fun to play against and play with. Well, it's on flavor. It's fun. Does Marge really drink beer? He looks like more of a wine guy. Or it could be, what's it called? It could be root beer. Freaky Fit, I once played Force Will on my Sirach Dragonclaw deck, and one of the dudes called me a CDH pub stomper. Take YouTube channels have ruined the minds of the newbies. Well, and also of the super casual players. What, I once played... You played Force a Will on someone's card? Some people just don't like counter spells. The guy with the counter spells is tapped out. All right, now it's my time. Force a Will! How dare you? Christopher B. More potential of monocolored commanders on Wizards of the Coast. Until there's some real emphasis for doing so, one or fewer colors should get something minor, like once in a game, fixing a draw to be a basic land. You know what? I was thinking about this as well, Christopher. I would love Wizards to start pushing monocolor again. The emphasis is so heavy. There should be a payoff to playing with only one color, because currently there's basically nothing. There's almost no reason to be playing a monocolor deck. In some formats, you know, dodging Blood Moon and Wasteland and back to basics has some advantages, but it's really niche and narrow, and it's now gotten out of control. Like in Modern, most of the 5-color decks don't even care about Blood Moon. They play it themselves. So, yeah, I think we should bring more power to the monocolor decks. Josh is like, I don't like counterspell decks, but as long as you don't counter spells like 5 to 6 of my spells in the same game, then that's fine. Well, don't play with me because I have a lot of counterspells in my deck. You will not have a good time. Salty Rad. Rule 0 exists for players like me that will board wipe you 40 times in a game. So what will they do? Tell you to stop playing board wipes? No board wipes until turn 8. No board wipes till turn 10. Eric's like, ooh, I have a supreme take. Let people run 2 copies of all or a certain number of cards. Oh, good God. Where do you want to end this? 100 card, like, 4x everything? You people, would you guys want to see my commander deck? Should we have a show about my commander deck? It's not too... It doesn't even have Rhystic Study in it. I'm like, oh, I'll buy this thing later, and then it's sold out at Fusion Gaming Online. And then, like, it's, like, available, but I don't need it immediately. I don't know, maybe we'll have a day we just go through my commander deck. Hell, you can adjust my commander deck. Salty Salt. Okay, the dude got mad, but I didn't let him play his grotesque 10-mana spell. Bro, I was playing a Trample Matters deck. But because of Force Will, I was suddenly the CEDH Pub Stomper. Some people don't like good cards. Some people don't like good cards. You know what? It's possible that they're just jealous that they don't own Force of Will. That's a possibility as well. David G, I don't understand why people want to play high power and win fast in Commander, and also why would they buy expensive staples because there is no prize. All this is just for the sheer win. Yup. So this, it just comes down to the classics of every game. There are people who play for fun, and then there are people who play to win, because winning is fun. And yeah, that's exactly it. And if they want to win, they got to have a more refined deck. They got to play with the more powerful cards. It's fun playing with powerful cards. Ridiculously powerful cards. That's why I want to play with that beautiful, delicious Tolarian Academy. Tolarian Academy. use the code P9 to the S to see your commander deck. Hyper Gravity Wave. I like drawing 20 cards off of Ristic Study, though. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. The same feeling I get when I overload Cyclonic Rift. Limer, I think counterspells in EDH are a good thing. I don't play many myself, but they are good to keep people in check. Absolutely. You need something to answer things and stuff. Like, there's a lot of cards, for example. I mean, the ultimate card that deals with ETB triggers is a counterspell, right? You just deal with the spell before you even enters the battlefield. And they're situational. If you draw your counterspell too late, it's useless. It's completely useless. I like having this Borrow picture here in the background. It's very, it feels very fitting to the conversation. Limit on mythics. Look at that hot take over here. What if we limited the number of mythics you could play in your deck? Like what, to 5 or something? You can only have so many mythics. It's funny hearing this because there's a lot of garbage mythics. There's some mythics out there that are worse than commons. DK Sovereign. I think any blue deck should have at least 2 to 4 counters. Well, it depends on the colors that you're playing. A few counters is fine. A deck full of counter spells is absurd. Play your Cavern of Souls. Play flash speed cards. Get someone else to play cards so that they get countered, then you don't get your cards countered. There are ways to get around counter spells. Oh, we got another super chat from Salty Rad. Our rule 0 is don't try to win on turns 1 and 2, and keep the price of the deck reasonable. And yeah, board wipe tribal isn't fun for them. It's fun for me. So when you're allowed to win on turn 3, that's fair game. All right, turn 3 is fine. It wasn't in the rules. I think it's reasonable that nobody wins before turn 5. Comboing off on turn 5 sounds pretty reasonable. Eric says, I feel like TCG Player or Card Kingdom should sell a version of the Commander collection packs Wizards of the Coast makes. That's just staples, Ristic Studies, Tithe. Oh, that's interesting. That'll really homogenize the game. Yeah, get your blue Commander starter pack with Ristic Study. That is a great show. That is a great show. We create the blue for a show, blue Commander starter pack. Okay, we're saving that one. That is such a good idea. The blue Commander starter pack. I love that one. Yeah, for each color. This is a great idea. Yeah. And then, yeah, TCG Player, Card Kingdom, even Fusion Gaming Online. They're more than welcome to steal that idea. Eric, wait a second. They're onto something. 1 of a certain mythic per deck. 2 of the same rare. 3 of the same uncommon. And 4 of the same common. Oh, you want to do something like that? So, like in Commander, you get to have, like, 1 mythic. You could have 2 of the same rare. 3 of the same uncommon. 4 of the same common. That's weird and wacky. That could definitely happen. Hot take, Viridian Revel is the green Ristic Study because of treasures and clues. Viridian Revel. No idea what this is. Green, 1 generic. Whenever an artifact is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, you may... Oh, God! It is! It is the green Ristic Study. It's only $1! Very underrated card. Hypergravity says, wasn't Demonic Tutor printed at Common, though? Pretty sure. I don't think... No, oh, maybe, hold on. Demonic Tutor. One of the, like, the 4-mana one. No, this one's printed at Rare. It's not, like, if it was Common, it would be Pauper Legal. It's not, very far from Pauper Legal. No, but there was, what is it called? What is the Tutor? What's the 4-mana one? Diabolic Tutor? Diabolic Tutor. There's the 4-mana one is... Oh, it's not Pauper Legal. Oh, it's uncommon. It's not Pauper Legal either. I thought it was common, but it is an uncommon. Just add 2 more mana to that. Oh yeah, it's perfectly fair now. Remember when Commander Collection was 20 bucks and called a signature spellbook? Oh, here's an interesting take. Christopher B. Replace search with look at the top cards up to Commander's mana value. No actual tutoring, but if you play with a big fat commander, you could go deep into your deck. Have you ever thought of doing a stream where you play Commander on Magic the Gathering Online with viewers? Sort of. Sort of. How many of you have a Commander deck on Magic the Gathering Online? I technically do. I bought it at the height of COVID, and now it is worthless. Everyone was buying Commander cards at that time. I would love it if there were Commander queues on, no, there are queues. They're one-on-one queues. I want to play for something, though. I want to play, like, for ticks online, but they don't have that. Ristic Study was printed. Oh, yeah, Ristic Study was printed at Common. It's true. Or maybe the rule is adjusted. You know, it's like the opposite of Pauper. If it was ever printed in Rare, then it's now considered a Rare. You know, it's just like how Pauper is like, if it was ever at any point printed at Common, then it's a Common. But you could look at it the other way around. So if you can only play 2 rares in your deck, and Ristic Study is now considered a Rare, you have to play it like it was a Rare. Thanks so much for all the super chats, Salty Rad. Look up Rusko Clockmaker. Wish he was playable in real life. Rusko. Is this another alchemy card? Black, blue, 2, generic, 3/3. When enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Midnight Clock onto the battlefield. When you, which I believe is possible, right? Like, it's just basically a token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an hour counter on each permanent you control named Midnight Clock. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. What the hell is an hour counter? Michael says, Commander is more fun when people voluntarily don't play ramp and just make land drops every turn. Ooh. No one's allowed, no mana ramp, no card ramp. Like, no, sorry, no land ramp. Well, what about, like, Commanders that ramp, or are those banned? Gotta play Magic the old-fashioned way. 1 land at a time. It would make, like, 8 mana cards, like, really unplayable. I think I'd rather be on Magic the Gathering Online than Arena. I think Arena's way more fun than Magic the Gathering Online, but you got more cards on Magic the Gathering Online. Arena would be great if they didn't waste time making a ton of fake cards and instead implemented pass cards. Yes! Not really a Commander take, but yes, 100% into that. I don't know how I'll feel though when like Modern is legal on Arena. They're quite a ways away from it. Now, Nala, hot take. The most fun Commander deck I play is Group Hug deck, where I don't try to win. It's all about sending a message. I think a lot of people feel that way. They're not. They are not there to win the game. They're there to just do stuff. They're playing the act of chaos. Or yeah, I'll give you this. You need some card draw? Here's some card draw for you. You need your creature back? Here's your creature back. Need something buffed up? I'll buff it up for you. Hey, okay, question. The group hug player at the table, how much danger are they in? Like, do people go after the group hug player? Like, it's really weird. That player showed up to help everyone. They came with the bacon and biscuits and hash browns for all. And, you know, it feels bad to attack the person that's trying to help everybody. It just feels bad. I don't want to attack you. You're trying to help us all. But now you're helping them beat me. You're the medic. Fix Commander Ninjutsu. That's so broken. What's a Commander Ninjutsu card? Commander Ninjutsu Yuriko! Of course. So broken. So broken. Hyper gravity wave. I almost always try to kill the group hug player because it makes it harder for me to run everyone out of resources. Jesse says, I always try 10-9, King 8 off. What? Kate, the group hug play. Okay, I don't. Oh, turn 9. I don't know this language. This language is spelled in Commander. I can't read it. They're helping my opponent too much. We got Zik here. My hot take is that CDH ruined the format for the rest of us. You know what? It's inevitable. It's always, you know, it's just inevitable as more information comes out, that people are going to start gravitating to that information. There was nothing you could do about that. Or you just make your own formats. Yuriko isn't broken. People just have skill issues. I think this card is broken. Like, you basically cheat on the commander tax over and over again. And it's 2 mana. It's literally 2 mana. Frankie the Mankey. Hot take is net decked decks are lesser than home brewed decks. Alright. Sounds good. Well, anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me this morning. Hope you all had a great coffee. Hopefully the coffee was still warm. If it wasn't warm, then you're like me. I sip on cold coffee all day. So as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you want to be here. You got to be here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's a new time for Coffee and MTG, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for your support, supporting the channel with your super chats, by becoming a member on YouTube, but also a member on Patreon. But most importantly, thank you to everyone who showed up this morning, or this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in this world. Because without all of you, I got no show. I am nothing without all of you. So as usual, keep brewing up those coffees, my coffee crew, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.